Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 1 between Zhouxixi and XioaKai here on Twisted Meadows. We see Zhouxixi spawning. Wait, nope, we don't see anyone spawning. There we go, gonna go ahead and switch things up. We see Zhouxixi spawning as the teal night elf over here at what I'll call the 2 o'clock position. Meanwhile, XioaKai has spawned as the light blue undead. We'll see what's going to be happening in this undead versus night elf matchup as things are getting underway. Now, a couple of things that I wanted to say as I have been reading the comments on my Facebook. Some people have been asking me, why don't I display the game in widescreen mode? If you guys I can actually tell, I can probably tell the age of the gamers who ask me why I don't display it in widescreen. Anyone who played the original WarCraft 3 Frozen Throne and Reign of Chaos knows that the animation and all of the art is actually meant to be played in a 4:3 aspect ratio instead of a 16:10. When I watch the game in 16:10, everything is actually stretched, so things don't look quite right. Moonwells are supposed to be 2:2 and a square, but in that 16:10 aspect ratio, they actually look like a rectangle, and it's a little bit more difficult for me to follow the action and figure out the spacing between the units. So that is the reason why I am still casting this in the traditional 4:3. If Blizzard ever makes an update and then starts so that you can actually watch this in full widescreen mode, I will definitely do that for you guys. But since that is not the case, we are going to be sticking to the good old traditional 4:3 at this point. As things are now underway, we see it will be a Demon Hunter versus a Death Knight, most likely no surprise there, as those are the primary heroes for the races. Now, this archer, however, is getting shooed away by this ghoul, and this is going to be a repeat of a Night Elf vs. Undead matchup that I cast last week. Whether or not we see Unholy Aura coming in from this Death Knight, and if it's going to be strong harassment, that is a very, very big indicator of what we're looking at from the Undead player. Undead can easily come inside here, cause a lot of harassment. However, what he can't do... Oh, did he steal the experience? No, he did not steal the experience. The Ancient of War actually stole it. So the Death Knight of Zhouxixi is actually further behind in terms of experience. He is not going to be able to get to level 2. And now the Death Knight may be able... Oh, barely that archer is able to escape. Now going to try to run to this Moonwell here. But this is a very bad spot for Zhouxixi. Zhouxixi now in a very uncomfortable position as this archer is just trying to stay alive. The Demon Hunter now going after the ghoul, and interestingly enough, this Demon Hunter, oh, a beautiful squeeze right there, allowing that archer to squeeze in between the Tree of Life there, while the Death Knight, who is a little bit fatter, is unable to get there. So far, we see one Wisp now trying to make their way down. It is actually worth it for a Wisp to detonate against 2 skeletal minions, but not really worth it against one. That little bit of experience and the fact that you do not have as much harassment to deal with is one of the main reasons why Night Elf players will do that. Very strong split right there, as you now see the Wisp attempting to get away. Back down, you can see another skeletal minion trying to make their way inside of this tree line here and take down some of these skeletal minions. That, however, is not going to work, but we're already looking at a heavy transition into mass ghouls. This large mass ghoul strategy is extremely effective against the early Night Elf army because of the fact that that Ancient of War was creeping. You don't have nearly as many units to try and focus down these ghouls. You can take a look. The archers may try and focus down some of those ghouls, but those ghouls with that Unholy Aura are simply too fast and can get an easy surround onto those archers. Now, are we going to perhaps see a surround onto the Demon Hunter? Is the Demon Hunter going to tech Immolation? That is the big question now, as the ghoul may get taken down. Oh, let's take a look at that. That Demon Hunter would normally be at level 2 right now, is not the case. You can see that the ghouls are trying to run all the way back, and it is going to be able to do exactly that. There's a Scroll of Town portal, and Zhouxixi because he was not at level 2, is in a little bit of a dangerous situation again. You can take a look. Another surround here. There's Dust of Appearance. The Archer is now breaking their way out. There's a beautiful detonation, but is the Demon Hunter, yes, still shy of level 2, and that is the problem. Not getting to level 2 earlier, less hit points, less armor, and the Demon Hunter falls at level 1. The Altar of Elders should start resurrecting that Demon Hunter rather quickly, though, since it is only level 1, as the ghouls are now making their way to try and take down an Ancient of Wonders. Low hit point ghoul may want to retreat here, as the archers are now playing a little game of run and hide from those ghouls. The ghouls should be able to surround that archer pretty easily and take her down. Death Knight now being brought back over. Death Knight sitting at level 1. Demon Hunter already almost back out onto the field, as we are looking at a little bit of a reset here. Supply-wise, we are looking at 30 over 50 compared to 32 over 40. We are fairly even, as the Demon Hunter is now back out on the field. Archer may try and regenerate some hit points here, as the Ghoul is going to try and retreat. Demon Hunter does have Boots of Speed, could perhaps catch up, as we now see a Naga Sea Witch, and that Ghoul will get, does not get taken down. Beautiful, beautiful play by the Undead army to make sure that the Ghoul was able to escape. I don't know if that micro was on purpose or on accident, but sometimes that is the way the cookie crumbles. Death Knight getting a second death coil off onto a Ghoul, and that Ghoul has just been dodging bullets, staying alive, down to 187 hit points. So those 2 death coils really making a big difference there. Death Knight now wasting, I would say, a death coil onto a Wisp right there. Didn't really need the extra bit of experience and really wants to heal up his own units a bit more. We are now teching the tier 3. Lich now already being trained. We should be getting into an Obsidian statue the instant it is ready, as the Naga Sea Witch and the Demon Hunter get a little bit more experience on the board. All right, there you go. There's a mana burn onto the Death Knight. Death Knight perhaps realizing that death coils were going to be very, very few and far between now that the Demon Hunter is pretty much at level 2. Demon Hunter still trying to just tear his way through this army, as the Naga Sea Witch trying to get back as well. Skeletal minions surround. Oh, it looks like another Ghoul could get taken down. There it goes. And all of a sudden, this one Naga Sea Witch, and the timing on this is absolutely perfect, but we now see a surround onto the Demon Hunter again. All right, going after the Death Knight. The Death Knight may be taking a little bit too much damage, now trying to get away. It looks like the Death Knight down to 71 hit points may fall here. No, the Naga Sea Witch actually getting blocked by the Ghouls. Very strong play, but the archers are doing a great job here. Naga Sea Witch, the Death Knight able to slip away. There's a mana burn, but not quite enough mana to take it down. Lich is still here. Death Knight, or Demon Hunter now needing to try and get away. There is a Frost Nova, as the Demon Hunter down to 43 hit points will be able to slip away further. Naga Sea Witch, however, in a little bit of trouble. There's another Frost Nova onto the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch trying to slither away. Barely makes its way through, as the Lich is now out of mana, and no more Frost Novas will be incoming. All right, Moonwells relatively empty after the Demon Hunter drains them all. Naga Sea Witch is going to drain the rest, and the archers are now going to be low on hit points. Demon Hunter picking up that Circlet of Nobility, ready to go once more. Supply, we are looking at 23 over 50 compared to 39 over 40. That is not looking good at all for the Night Elf. Even though the Night Elf was able to get a handful of ghouls, far more archers were taken down, and now that we see an Obsidian statue added into the mix, things are going to be that much harder for the Night Elf. Death Knight now making its way over, having a potion of healing, and should be able to stick around and stay alive. Lich now with that Orb of Corruption, adding -5 armor. Scroll of the Beast, is it just going to get picked up? You can see that Obsidian statue just healing all of these units, and that Death Knight is going to be that much harder to kill. Only way that Zhouxixi has a way to get back into this game is to get a further hero level advantage. Demon Hunter and the Naga Sea Witch both sitting at level 2, Death Knight at 2, Lich is at 1, but the Death Knight is almost at 3. And the Lich is almost at 2, so the Death Knight could get even further ahead, and he picks up a Goblin Alchemist. I was going to expect a Dark Ranger, but no, Goblin Alchemist instead. There is a Mana Burn onto the Lich. The Lich now will be getting Frost Nova off, maybe one if they are lucky, as the Demon Hunter makes its way over. There's a Mana Burn onto the Death Knight. Ancient of War is right there. Archer gets caught out of position, as we are looking at perhaps a Druid of the Claw who needs to figure out a way to keep these archers and other units alive. It doesn't look like Zhouxixi has enough of an army to really fight back here, but then again, having your trees attack for you inside your base, your ancients, that is definitely going to help. Ancient of Wonders and Tree of Eternity fighting back against this army, and when the buildings start attacking for you, that is a very good sign, as the bears are now just added. Demon Hunter does have rejuvenation. Destroyer comes in, devours the rejuvenation off of the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now has it again, has a potion of healing as well, as we're looking at the fight. Goblin Alchemist is there trying to fight back here. The Naga Sea Witch not focusing onto the Destroyer. The Destroyer able to get another Devour off momentarily. Yes, I think that is gone. Acid Bomb, negative armor. And what an interesting play. The -5 armor from the Orb of Corruption, plus the additional -3 armor from the Goblin Alchemist, is -8 armor. That is pretty much meaning that you're taking about 40 to 50% more damage per attack. That is rather high, as we're looking at every one of these bears. -27% armor effective, as the Lich trying to get away. The Lich looks like it got taken down by the Tree of Eternity, but at this point, does it really matter? The bears now, the Druid of the Claw should just go into this, bear form, rejuvenate, go into bear form. Demon Hunter now back on the field. There's a rejuvenation onto the Demon Hunter, but that's just going to get devoured in a moment. There's the bear form now, as there is the attacks coming through once more. All right, Alchemist very, very low on hit points. Could be very bad news if the Demon Hunter can catch up. The Demon Hunter trying to make its way over. Obsidian Statue trying to keep things alive. Alchemist may be able to get away. Is it going to get away? 61 hit points, 25. One more will do it. And there it goes. Demon Hunter now sitting at level 3. All right, a little bit of rejuvenated life, as both heroes for the Undead, 2 of the 3 heroes now taken down, as we're looking at a Naga Sea Witch getting resurrected. Ancient of Lore, 27 over 50, and Zhouxixi, hats off to him for really making this an interesting game, even though he is severely behind in terms of supply. Another Mana Burn onto the Obsidian Statue, but that's not going to hurt very much, as the Obsidian Statue is just going to heal up the rest of this army, and perhaps one more Destroyer, if not 2, and things are going to go from bad to worse for the Night Elf and his army of bears. We need to start seeing more and more Dryads, but we're also looking at more Crypt Fiends. And then at that point, the army that is larger will win in that matchup. Crypt Fiends to counter the Dryads, Dryads to counter the Destroyers, Destroyers to counter the Bears, Bears to counter the Crypt Fiends. Well, at that point, whoever has more units wins 99 times out of 100, as the Ogre Warrior here is going to be giving a little bit more gold to that Demon Hunter, a little bit of experience, but we should not see level 4. Lich now ready to go, coming over. There's some absorbed mana. There's Destroyer number 1. Are we going to see Destroyer number 2, excuse me? Are we going to see more Destroyers, as we are now looking at a very strong attack coming in here? All right. Demon Hunter comes over, does have a potion of healing, now needs to be able to head back home and in a hurry. Zhouxixi does not have much of an army, as the Moonwell gonna get taken down. One Moonwell taken down here. Demon Hunter tries to drain a little, doesn't get any of the Moonwell juice from that Moonwell. A bit of a loss there, as that would have helped out tremendously. There's a rejuvenation, and here we go. Destroyer is going to devour that magic in an instant, giving more mana to those Destroyers, and that is just not looking good. Demon Hunter getting a Mana Burn. There's a Fork Lightning trying to finish off the Death Knight. Death Knight now rushing all the way back. Bear now trying to make its way back as well, and it looks like it's just going to sit there. The Destroyer is looking to back off. Frost Nova onto the Naga Sea Witch. There goes the Naga Sea Witch. Down it goes. Level 2 onto the Alchemist. And I think that is pretty much good. Wait, no, Lich falls at level 2. So is now, what is this? The Death Knight now needs to get away. Is the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter still has a little bit of hit points. This could be a very close game. The Death Knight runs around the corner. Demon Hunter is right there. Are we going to see it get taken down? Death Knight is right there still. We're still seeing a bit of a chase. And the Death Knight at level 3 with those with the Unholy Aura is just as fast as that Demon Hunter. All right, we need to see, no, not enough damage there. There's the mana burn, as we're still looking at a very, very far push inside the base. All right, there is one Dryad here, an Abomination inside, and all the units inside here will get taken down. The Dryads, however, dancing around in circles. Is the Dryad going to stay alive? That's the big question, as we're looking at the Ancient of War going after the Crypt Fiend. Yes, it does stay alive, and somehow Zhouxixi is still alive in this fight. Demon Hunter, Potion of Healing, Dryad now trying to get back, and it looks like more units will be getting away. Chemical Rage onto the Goblin Alchemist as we are looking at a bigger fight. Demon Hunter using the Potion of Healing. There is, oh, what was that? I believe a Scroll of Healing as the Alchemist now trying to get away. Demon Hunter may be able to take him down once more. It looks as though, oh yes, he does get taken down. Back over here, the Dryads going after the Destroyers. Nagasi, which is now back out, but it may not matter very much as the Demon Hunter may go after a Destroyer here. The Destroyer's down to 150 hit points, down to 83, down to 33, and escapes over the hills. Dryads now trying to fight back here. Another mana burn, Staff of Preservation, as it's attempting to take down the Death Knight. Death Knight not going to be able, or not going to get away. There's a low hit point Destroyer, and it gets taken down very, very easily. Naga Sea-Witch still in this fight, and somehow the Demon Hunter may be able to get a kill there. Yes, on another Destroyer. Naga Sea-Witch still fighting here, and Zhouxixi is just absolutely winning against all odds in this fight. I can't believe this. This Demon Hunter is still alive. Staff of Preservation saving it, and what's going to be happening here? We are still down to the wire. I can't believe what I'm seeing as this Druid of the Claw, it may get taken down. Or what are we looking at? The Death Knight gets taken down at level 3, and now we're going to be looking at an Obsidian statue getting taken down, and somehow Zhouxixi, who had a smaller army throughout this fight, won with Micro. This is 1 out of 100. And what is going on? Staff of Preservation, the Druid of the Claw. No, that is not happening. Okay, Demon Hunter now making its way over. The Death Knight Death Knight, is it getting resurrected? No, it is not. Goblin Alchemist, there is the Lich trying to get away, and there is the GG. Zhouxixi wins game 1 in this series. Wow. I don't know if I don't know how I could explain that game any more to you. That was an amazing game. If you take a look at the overall size of the army, Undead was larger, I think, for 70% of that game. But somehow, I think, all of a sudden, XioaKai just constantly pushed in with an army that he shouldn't have. And he walked into the Night Elf base. The trees were purposely attacking the Crypt Fiends. And as soon as the Crypt Fiends were down, the Dryads had free reign on those Destroyers. Add an Orb of Venom, and the damage over time to the Demon Hunter's attack, and those Destroyers were melting out of the sky. A great, great game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely leave a comment. Give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. I think the more likes, the higher rating I get on YouTube. And that is as close to a nail biter that I've seen in quite some time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.